What if everything you've learned about money was a lie, an illusion carefully constructed to keep you trapped in a cycle of struggle and scarcity? For decades, we've been conditioned to believe that wealth is a privilege for the few, earned with sweat, sacrifice, and a dose of luck. But what if the true key to abundance wasn't out there, in a job, an investment, or an inheritance, but rather within you? Do you feel exhausted chasing money, watching your bills pile up faster than your earnings, working tirelessly only to feel like it's never enough? This frustration, this feeling of always being one step behind, is no accident. It's the result of deep programming, of beliefs implanted in your mind since childhood, shaping your financial reality in ways you can't even imagine. Prepare for a shocking truth that will dismantle everything you thought you knew about money. Because money isn't physical. It's not paper nor digits in a bank account. Money is energy, it's frequency, and just as gravity attracts objects, your vibration attracts or repels wealth. In this Real Guide, you'll discover how to stop struggling, how to reprogram your mind, and how to activate the spiritual circuitry billionaires use to effortlessly attract abundance. It's time to stop chasing money and become a magnet for it. From the moment we're born, we're bombarded with messages that distort our perception of money. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard for every penny. Only the rich get richer. These phrases, repeated exhaustively for generations, are not just popular sayings. They are mental programs that take root in our subconscious, creating a reality of scarcity. We are taught that money is something external, something we need to earn through effort, toil, and long hours. But what if that was the biggest lie ever told? Look around you. If money were purely a reward for effort, the hardest workers would be the wealthiest. But reality shows us otherwise. The janitor who works more hours than the CEO, the single mother who juggles 3 jobs to barely survive, while billionaires accumulate fortunes even while sleeping. Clearly, effort alone is not the mechanism of abundance. This is the first and most painful illusion we need to dismantle. The deeper truth, obscured by centuries of conditioning, is that money is not a thing. It's a mirror. It reflects who you are being, what you feel, believe, and radiate. The true currency is not paper or metal, it's your vibration. The lie says you must chase it, but the truth is that it responds to your frequency. When you see someone attracting massive wealth, it's not just because of the product they sell, but because of the energy they transmit while doing so. Confidence, certainty, and a deep sense of inner worth. Everything in the universe is energy, and money is no exception. It vibrates at a certain frequency. When your internal frequency aligns with the frequency of abundance, you become a magnet for it. It's mechanics, not magic. That's why people who seem to have luck with money are actually just resonating with the frequency of wealth. They don't work harder, they simply know how to position themselves within the flow of energy. To break free from this illusion, you must stop viewing money as something you earn and start recognizing it as something you attract. This attraction is not mystical, it's mechanical. When you align your inner world with abundance, when you operate from belief rather than lack, you become magnetic. Circumstances bend to meet your vibration, not your desperation. You don't need to scream for attention, you just need to emanate truth. Escaping scarcity begins with understanding where it was planted. From the moment you were born, perhaps even before, your subconscious mind began absorbing everything around it. Every emotional argument about bills, every sigh of financial frustration, every casual remark about not having enough, quietly took root. These impressions didn't need your permission. They entered you when you were most open, most vulnerable, and most impressionable. The result? A mind conditioned to believe that money is hard to get, that wealth is for others, and that surviving is the best you can hope for. Most people walk through life carrying beliefs they never consciously chose. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. You have to work hard for every penny. These statements echo like mantras across generations, not because they're true, but because they're familiar. The repetition of scarcity becomes a cultural spell so ingrained that no one questions it. However, every time you accept one of these thoughts as truth, you unconsciously program your energy field to block the flow of abundance. The subconscious mind operates like fertile soil. It grows whatever seeds are planted within it, whether those seeds are nourishing or toxic. If your internal blueprint is shaped by struggle, you will recreate struggle, not by choice, but by default. You may read affirmations, attend wealth seminars, or dream of prosperity, but if your inner programming still resonates with lack, the results will remain the same. Your external world is always only reflecting your internal story. To break free, you must first identify the beliefs that hold you without judging them. Observe them. Ask yourself, where did I learn this? Who told me money is limited? Whose fear am I still carrying? Awareness begins the process of unraveling. Once seen, a belief loses its power. It no longer hides in the dark corners of your mind, quietly dictating your decisions. Instead, you begin to see it for what it is, an outdated idea you've outgrown. Freeing yourself from scarcity programming is a spiritual act. It is not simply a mindset shift. It is a reclamation of power. You were not born to struggle. You were not meant to live in fear of survival. The truth is, the moment you stop playing the role of the victim and start embodying the energy of a creator, life begins to reflect that transformation. Scarcity loses its grip, and for the first time, you begin to experience the world not as a battlefield, but as a field of infinite potential. The fundamental shift in your journey to wealth is transitioning from the mindset of earning money to attracting money. This is not a play on words, it's a vibrational paradigm shift. The universe has no concept of discounts. It mirrors vibration, not price sheets. The quality of your presence always outweighs the quantity of output. You may work less than others and earn more because you're offering more than your hands. You're offering peace, certainty, brilliance. Changing the internal narrative isn't about lying to yourself. It's about replacing inherited fear with conscious truth. Money is not scarce, energy is infinite, wealth is not reserved, it's responsive. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are the architect of vibration. Start speaking to yourself in a new language. Tell your inner world what you want it to believe. I am supported. Abundance flows to me. I deserve to receive without guilt. The goal isn't blind repetition. It's emotional resonance. You must feel it, not just say it. Imagine your beliefs as tuning forks. When you emit a frequency of lack, you pull in experiences that match that note. Flat tires, cancelled payments, unexpected bills. But when you shift into abundance, even if just for a few moments, you start pulling in a new reality, a refund, a gift, a job offer. These aren't coincidences, they are energetic confirmations. The universe is always listening, always responding. What it gives you is a mirror of what you broadcast. Prosperity flows from alignment, and the next layer reveals itself. Money moves through exchange, not effort. Commerce isn't built solely on labor, it rests on resonance. Every financial interaction is a transference of energy. You give something meaningful, and someone responds with something equally valuable. At its core, money is just one expression of appreciation, and appreciation is spiritual currency. When you serve with joy, when your presence alone uplifts others, they feel compelled to give. They don't always understand why, they simply sense the value. To truly master this flow, you must separate self-worth from price tags. A service offered from alignment is never overpriced. When you undervalue yourself, it doesn't make you humble, it cuts your spiritual current. Undercharging becomes a silent request for rejection, but charging with confidence, rooted in service and excellence, becomes a gift to the world. You say, "I believe in the value I provide, and I invite you to believe in it too." Those who operate from energetic mastery never worry about market saturation or competition. They understand that no one can replicate their frequency. A parable often told among mystics goes like this. A man approaches a wise artisan and asks, "How long did it take you to carve this bowl?" The artisan replies, "My entire life." It wasn't the hours of labor, it was the decades of alignment, the years of inner stillness, the quiet trust in his hands. The value lies in the vibration poured into every curve. Consider your own offerings. What do you do? Fix bicycles, coach clients, or craft jewelry? What energy fills your work? What mood echoes in your voice, your emails, your packaging? If energy is currency, then every gesture becomes a transaction. And those who are energetically generous, truly generous, are never left empty. Let your presence become your brand. Let your joy become your marketing. Let your alignment do the selling. In that space, money flows not just to you, but through you, and the world becomes richer because of it. Modern culture often presents a false dichotomy. You can be spiritual or you can be rich, but not both. This idea, quietly embedded in religious and societal narratives, has caused generations to subconsciously associate material wealth with moral decay. Phrases like "money is the root of all evil," or "it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter heaven," have become more than teachings. They've become unconscious contracts of limitation. But these narratives were never about truth. They were about control. If people associate wealth with sin, they will voluntarily reject their own power. True spirituality is expansive, not restrictive. It seeks to express, to create, to elevate. Prosperity is a natural extension of spiritual alignment, not a contradiction. When you are fully aligned with the divine, with the infinite intelligence that animates the universe, abundance becomes inevitable, not as a prize, but as a reflection. You don't receive wealth as a reward for being good. You receive it because your energy becomes congruent with expansion, freedom, and flow. Lack is not holy, it's simply misalignment. Nature itself confirms this. Look at the abundance found in a single tree. A cherry tree doesn't produce just enough fruit to survive. It explodes with more cherries than you could possibly gather. A field of wildflowers doesn't bloom with caution. It erupts in color and fragrance. The universe is excessive by design, lavish, generous, overflowing. To live in alignment with that source is to embody the same rhythm. Holding back is not humility, it's disconnection. The teachings of the mystics, sages, and prophets were never about poverty for poverty's sake. These teachings often arose in times when detachment from material things was necessary for survival or inner discovery. But we don't live in caves or sit beneath Bodhi trees all day. We live in a dynamic, interactive world. We build, innovate, exchange, and collaborate. And in such a world, money becomes a primary tool, not a threat to the soul, but a channel for it. When money flows through spiritual hands, it becomes an instrument of healing. It builds schools, funds art, supports families, creates space for peace. The spiritually awakened don't hoard wealth, they multiply it for the good of all. They don't see money as a god, but they treat it with reverence because they understand that every dollar is frozen energy waiting to be moved, assigned, transformed. And that transformation begins with intention. You must allow yourself to become a steward of that energy, to claim wealth not just for comfort, but for contribution. When you expand, you give others permission to do the same. When you prosper, you set off a ripple effect that touches everyone connected to you. There is nothing righteous about remaining small. The world doesn't benefit from your scarcity, it evolves through your radiance. Redefining spiritual power means releasing the guilt tied to receiving. It means recognizing that you are not more holy when you struggle, nor less divine when you prosper. You are a vessel of life force. The more freely you let that force move through you, in creativity, in service, in wealth, the more you embody what it truly means to be spiritual, not by renouncing the world, but by elevating it. Prosperity, then, is not a distraction from the path. It is part of the path. We've reached the end of a journey that, we hope, has transformed your perception of money forever. Remember, money is not what you were taught. It's energy, and your vibration is the master key to attracting it. You have the power to reprogram your mind, to break free from scarcity, and to become a magnet for the abundance that is your birthright. Stop struggling. Start vibrating. Start attracting. Start applying these principles today. Observe your beliefs. Feel the resonance of abundance. Allow yourself to receive. The universe is always listening, always responding to your frequency. There are no hidden secrets, only forgotten truths, and now you've remembered them. Your journey to true wealth, the kind that flows effortlessly and elevates not just you, but the world around you, begins now. Embrace the shocking truth, raise your vibration, and watch your financial reality transform before your eyes. The power is in your hands. Use it wisely. Use it for good. Use it to prosper.